Hey there, and welcome back to another episode of Savor Food and Body, where women heal their relationship with food, their body, and improve their health after 40 with intuitive eating and gentle nutrition. So, February is Heart Health Month, and heart health is very important for a lot of the women that I work with because cardiovascular disease is a big deal for women, especially if you want to live an active life well beyond menopause. So, to help you simplify to amplify, because that's what I'm all about, and reduce the noise of heart healthy diet information out there right now, here are my top 3 suggestions to help you improve your cardiovascular health and keep it really easy. So, I call this the 3 F's of heart health. And the first one is fiber. So we have both soluble and insoluble fiber. Insoluble fiber dissolves in water to form a gel, and it acts like a sponge to soak up extra cholesterol and blood sugar. Oats are a classic example of soluble fiber, but it's also found in barley, nuts, seeds, beans, lentils, peas, and some fruits and vegetables. On the other side is insoluble fiber, which doesn't dissolve in water, but it adds bulk to your stools and acts like a scrub brush for your GI tract. It's the roughage in vegetables. And examples include, of course, vegetables, but also wheat bran and whole grains. So both types of fiber are found in complex carbohydrate-rich foods. That's what makes those carbs complex because they have fiber in them. That fiber digests more slowly, which contributes to the carbs themselves digesting more slowly so that you feel satisfied and full longer. And bonus, it stabilizes your energy levels so you can avoid those 3 p.m. blood sugar crashes and feeling like you need to reach for a quick caffeine or sweet pick-me-up. So it's really important to include around 25 grams of fiber per day. Start slow and build up to that is a very good recommendation to keep your GI tract happy. And again, choosing fiber-rich foods is my preference instead of fiber supplements. I find fiber supplements to be kind of a GI train wreck because most people don't drink enough water that is required to help those supplements do their job. So make it easy on yourself. Focus on more complex carbohydrates, plant-based foods, and you'll easily get in the recommended amount of fiber. So some behavior-based goal ideas, because you know that I've been talking about behavior-based goals here for a while. Some suggestions include eating oatmeal or overnight oats for breakfast 3 mornings per week. Take a look at your calendar, decide which days make the most sense based on your schedule, and jot it down. Make that goal as specific as possible and as doable. Don't be afraid of lowering the bar if you need to. If 3 mornings is too much, just do 2 mornings and see where that gets you. Another idea is adding salad to dinner, say 3 to 4 nights per week. Again, look at your calendar. Don't try to do that on nights that you need to eat on the go or you're going out with friends. Try doing it at home and make it easy by including a bagged salad mix from Trader Joe's or any of the other closer grocery store to you. Make it really easy. Again, start small. If 4 nights per week doesn't work with your schedule, start with 2 to 3 nights per week. And another idea is having a piece of fruit and a handful of nuts for your afternoon snack a few days a week. Again, this can help stabilize your energy levels and your blood sugar, as well as helping you meet your fiber goals. So number 2 in our 3 F's, number 2 is fats and the importance of knowing the difference. So there is plenty of scientific evidence that suggests that high cholesterol is a risk factor for cardiovascular disease and actually in a direct causal link. I know you've heard me say before, like, well, what's causation and versus correlation? But we've been studying heart health for a long time in regards to cholesterol, and there's a direct causal link between high cholesterol and increased risk of cardiovascular disease. There's also plenty of evidence that saturated fat contributes to increasing that cholesterol. So saturated fats like butter, coconut oil, lard, red meats, and whole milk and cream have been shown to increase cholesterol. However, big flashing however here, the details do matter in this. So what the research has also shown is that eating about 8 to 10% of total calories from saturated fat seems to be okay. So dose does matter here. This is not about not eating any saturated fat at all, or worse, what most of us were taught in the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s was don't eat fat at all. And that is not what this research is saying. Less of saturated fat does not mean no saturated fat. So I want you to give yourself a big deep breath and saying, if you enjoy having butter on your toast in the morning, it's probably going to be okay. It's just we want to also add in a variety of other heart healthy fats that will balance out that intake of saturated fats. Remember, it's always important to lead with satisfaction. And as I mentioned in my weekly email this week, I kind of had a love affair with chocolate chip cookies made with coconut oil back in 2023. And my lab values reflected that. So after, I would say, probably 4 or 5 months of routinely making these chocolate chip cookies, enjoying batches of them, full permission with the chocolate chip cookies, my LDL level, or my lousy cholesterol, as we might say, and my total cholesterol really went up. The following year, I decided to go, wow, maybe I need to find a new recipe. And I switched up my cookie recipe for a recipe that didn't rely on saturated fat, instead relied on some almond butter or peanut butter and a little bit of olive oil in a no-bake cookie recipe. I still got that same sweet satisfaction, but I also was able to support my cardiovascular health, and I saw my cholesterol numbers drop. So you can improve your cholesterol levels by replacing excessive saturated fat with mono and polyunsaturated fats like olives and olive oil, avocados and avocado oil, nuts and seeds, and of course cold water fish as our omega-3 fatty acids. So like I said, I traded up my chocolate chip cookies made with the coconut oil for no-bake cookies made with the nuts and nut butters and a little bit of olive oil. I still was able to maintain that same satisfaction of getting to have cookies after my meals whenever I want them. And I was able to improve my cholesterol levels. Now, that is my personal experience. It's really important to note here that I also have genetics in my favor, fairly active person. So if you go and do some of this switch up, switching out some of your saturated fats for these mono and polyunsaturated fats, and you're like, man, my cholesterol levels didn't go down, it's okay. There are a lot of other factors that go into supporting those cholesterol levels, including our third F, which is fitness. And fitness, some is better than none. So the American Heart Association recommends anywhere from 75 to 150 minutes each week of moderate intensity exercise for most adults. Now, that is a pretty broad recommendation. It doesn't say you have to do strength training or you have to do cardio training. Moderate intensity cardio, for example, might look like a brisk walk or vigorous yard work for 30 minutes has been shown the same benefits as a high intensity cardio like running. So you can do what you need to do that fits in with your life. You can't do 30 minutes at one time. Maybe you get to do 2 15-minute walks during the day, one in the morning to get you started for the day and one to wind down at the end of the day. Strength training also shows a correlation between improving cholesterols, and one study showed a correlation between gentle movement like stretching or yoga to improve blood pressure, also an important part of cardiovascular health. Side note on that too, when you're doing gentle movements like stretching or yoga, you're also working on the stress management piece, which is another important piece of cardiovascular health. So again, it's not all about the fats that we eat. It's not all about the fiber that we eat. And it's not just all related to movement. These three pieces are really important to include together. So the most important mindset shift around exercise for women in midlife is to focus on how your body feels rather than what it looks like losing weight, looking ripped or toned, or trying to shrink your body, your stomach, your thighs, your butt. When you can focus on how exercise makes you feel, and I would also add, how does it make you feel to switch up some of the variety of fats that you eat, or switch up the variety of complex carbohydrates that you eat so you get a wider variety of fiber-rich foods. anytime we can focus on how either of these three F's make you feel, whether that's more energized, better focus, less anxiety, better moods, you'll be motivated to keep practicing these three F's and keep adding in more behavior-based goals that center around them. Because as humans, we're drawn to do things that make us feel good, either during or after, or getting to see those lab values improve. You can read more about the fitness part of these three F's at the blog post posted below. And again, I welcome any questions that you have or need to do some brainstorming around how to make these three F's doable, simplify to amplify them, set some behavior-based goals, whatever that might look like for you. I welcome your comments and questions anytime. So head on over to alpinenutrition.org and you can hit the contact button at the top, or you can simply reply to this week's email. And with that, I hope you have a great weekend savoring food in your body. I'll see you again soon.